Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Shaq slams LeBrownies ran about rushed NBA schedule. 40 million people have been laid off. You can't make $200 million and complain. Last month, LeBrownies blames, or I like to call them lebrowniesjankles, lashed out at the NBA for rushing its 2020-21 regular season schedule, claiming it's causing a rash of injuries throughout the league. But former NBA MVP and current analyst for TNT, Shaquille has no sympathy for his basketball brethren. When you're living in a world where 40 million people have been laid off and I'm making $200 million, you won't get no complaining from me. Shaq said in an interview with CNBC, I'd play back to back to back to back to back. Shaq was responding to LeBrownies' tweet stating they all didn't want to listen to me about the start of the season. Even before battling injuries himself, King James was against starting the 2020-21 NBA season so quickly after the previous league year concluded. I'm not knocking what anybody said, Shaq continued to CNBC, but me personally, I don't complain and make excuses because real people are working their tail off and all we got to do is train 2 hours a day and then play a game for 2 hours at night and make a lot of money, so my thought process is a little different. O'Neal never dealt with the quick turnaround current NBA players experienced last offseason, and the former center was rarely healthy enough to play a full regular season. Having never played 80 games in his nearly 2-decade-long career after turning 22 years old, normally the NBA season ends in mid-June and tips off the following October, giving players 4 months to rest. But because of the COVID-19 pandemic, NBA players were given just a 2-month break before having to jumpstart the 2020-21 season. The list of superstars who are or have dealt with injuries during the NBA playoffs is startling. LeBrownies, Cottonelle Davis, James Chokeden, Kyrie Flat Earth, Kawhi Deuce of Spade, Joel Noah Hart Embiid, Trey Young Gun Young, Giannis, the human alphabet, and CP Throw a Game top the seemingly ever-growing pool of players who were banged up in the playoffs. So basically, Shaq is coming out telling LeBrownies you can't complain. That's a notion where I feel like they can complain. They have rights to complain. They have rights to basically give their opinion. And basically they have a right to fight against things. The problem is this, LeBrownies. You wanted that bubble chip. You should have thought about this ahead of time. You wanted to get that cheap ring. So now that you got the cheap ring and then you guys came into this year, it's no excuse. If you would have canceled the season and fired and fought to do that, you guys would have been fine coming in this season. This season would have been a success because you would have had a rest. You would have had time to heal. But no, you wanted to go get your cheat ring. And that's what happens. You got to deal with it, bruh. You got to deal with the consequences. You can't always want things to go your way. And that's the problem of the NBA. They've made you into a big spoiled brat. They made you into a big spoiled brat. And because of the BS that's going on with the media trying to make things happen, it's just despicable. It's downright travesty. And Shaq does have a point, but the thing is this. LeBrownies is always complaining about something. He's always crying foul. And Shaq, I can't take this from Shaq, but Shaq did try to play games. He tried to play a lot of games back to back. But Shaq don't need to say anything because he played the season. He started the season off hurt while he was partying too much to go get a surgery. So he's not completely exonerated from this. So we have to understand that the thing is this. The thing is this. I don't I have a problem with this agenda of trying to make an excuse for LEbrownies, and then all of a sudden everybody is trying to everyone is basically trying to say because of the injuries. No, the problem is you guys should have said F to that season. You should have said F that season and move on. That's all you had to do. But see, the problem is you wanted that cheap ring, and for that, you guys dealt with the consequences of being hurt. But even though you didn't have Cottonelle Davis, you still had a chance to win. You had all your pieces and you had the league helping you. You just quit because you didn't want to fight. You don't want to fight for nothing. That's my only problem with you is lack of heart and lack of game. Shaq told the truth. Like, you complaining, you guys are getting paid this money, but at the same time, you know they have it hard as well because they have to play back-to-backs. They have to travel all the time. They can't be with their family. So I understand that aspect. But what NBA players have to understand is that if you guys would have sat out during that time during the negotiations and try, if you guys would have been out there when Kyrie said, let's start our own league, you should have did it. But you know why you guys aren't going to do it? Because y'all too busy wanting to smoke weed and do dumb stuff. You guys should have came out and said, you know what? I want to strive. I want to have our own league. You could create your own league. You got the power. If all of you guys decide to say, I don't want to play, the league's going to suffer. They're going to suffer. If you guys decide not to play. See, brothers don't understand the strength they have. Baseball has not been the same since after Barry Bonds left. Baseball's been mediocre with ratings and everything because blacks, we ran the sport. You had when black people dollar comes in play, that's when the sport is enhanced. It is a scientific proven fact that that happens. Our dollar is very intricate. That's why they force feed us this bullshit on BET, which I call it the bullshit BET. It's not even real no more. Or they try to press this Black Lives shit, which they don't give a damn because it's ran by the LGBT or whoever who don't give a damn about us as well as the NAACP. You guys have the power. If you guys say F that, it's going to be hard the first 5-6 years. But after that, if you could withstand the backlash of the people as well as the owners trying to cut off your nose to spite your face, because they will do that. If you try to create your own league, they'll try to do you like they did the ABA and the AFL. So the thing is you have to do is you have to find guys who are willing to go into business with you guys. You have to have a board of directors. You also have to have a lawyer, and you also have to have insurance in place of them being hurt. That's going to cost money, but at least at the end of the day, you guys will get your residual effect. You'll get your residuals. Now, I may be wrong how I'm explaining it or doing it. Hey, it's cool if somebody wants to come on here and say, yo, HD, I like where you're going, but let me explain it this way. That's cool. But don't come on here trolling, being an asshole and being conceited or being condescending. We don't need that. We need to have more open dialogue. And this is what the players should have done. Shaq is absolutely right, and then he's wrong. they do have a right to complain because they are sacrificing a lot for those millions. People at their regular jobs, yeah, they're sacrificing, but they still have time to be with their family. Now, there's some guys who are working who got to travel different places to get jobs that have a trade or whatever to make ends meet. That's understandable, like a truck driver or other guys. I understand they have the same issues like NBA players. They're away from their family, and sometimes they cheat because they're not at home with their woman, so they see a woman at the time and they do what they got to do. But Shaq is partially right, but he's also right as far as yeah, they I just feel like NBA players should have made their own league. And NFL players, all of these athletes have enough money. Just do it. You're gonna sacrifice a lot, but still, you'll have your own thing. You can do your own thing. You ain't gotta answer to nobody. So let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this, hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you like what you hear, you can donate to the page by cash apping me at the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Thank you for listening, and we're out. Daisy!